Hey guys, tonight we're going to learn something a little different. Not some far-off historical story, but instead a story about how a simple idea grew into a worldwide cultural phenomenon. Picture this. It's 2009, and a single man sitting in front of his computer screen is about to create something that will captivate millions. Marcus Persson, a Swedish developer, had an idea. What if there was a game where you could literally build and destroy everything around you? No set boundaries, no pre-designed storylines. Just an open world of blocks where you could do anything your imagination could dream up. You might be thinking, that sounds like a cool idea, but it was probably just another game that fizzled out. Well, you'd be wrong. Not only did it not fizzle out, but it became Minecraft, one of the biggest gaming phenomena in history. But here's the kicker. You probably won't survive this. Notch, as he's known online, didn't have a big team or fancy funding. It wasn't some major studio pushing millions into marketing. It was just him, working in his free time on a game that didn't even look like it would go anywhere. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're here, feel free to drop your location and local time in the comments below. It's always fun to see where everyone's tuning in from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. This tale of Minecraft is one that begins with a man, a simple idea, and a whole lot of creativity. At first, Minecraft was just a small project that Marcus worked on during the evenings while still holding down his day job at Mojang, a Swedish video game company. He was inspired by a few things like his love for games, such as Dwarf Fortress, which featured procedurally generated worlds, and the sense of freedom and creativity seen in games like Infiniminor. But Minecraft would soon separate itself from these inspirations, blending elements of exploration, survival, and creation into one giant blocky sandbox. Minecraft wasn't the first game to allow you to break blocks or build things, but it was the first to give you complete freedom to do whatever you wanted in a procedurally generated world. Imagine wandering through an infinite world, starting with nothing and having the power to shape everything around you. This idea of freedom of building a world one block at a time was what would set Minecraft apart from everything else in the gaming industry. Minecraft's simplicity was one of the keys to its success. It was accessible and intuitive, but also deep enough to provide endless possibilities. You didn't have to memorize complex recipes or navigate through confusing menus. Everything was laid out in front of you in simple, pixelated blocks. It was the kind of game that invited you to explore, create, and experiment without the pressure of objectives or rigid rules. So, as you begin to picture this, remember what we now know as Minecraft started as a small, independent project with no guarantees of success. It was just one man's dream, But that dream was about to change the way the world looked at video games. Now that you've seen how Minecraft came into being, it's time to understand where its core idea originated. A lot of people don't realize that Minecraft wasn't born from a completely original concept. No, it was actually inspired by another indie game, Infiniminer, released in 2009 by Zachtronics. Infiniminer was a multiplayer block-based game where players mined for resources and built in a world made entirely of blocks. It was one of the first games to show the potential of blocky, voxel-based worlds and provide players the freedom to explore and dig. You might be surprised to hear this, but Minecraft's early development was heavily influenced by Infiniminer. Marcus Persson Notch was immediately taken by the freedom Infiniminer offered digging, mining, and building without any constraints. But here's where things get interesting. While Infiniminer focused on mining, and Minecraft was all about creating, Notch's vision was to take the block-based world, where you could break blocks, and add the ability to place them as well. He didn't just want players to destroy things they needed to build. Two, it was this simple yet profound change that would form the core of Minecraft's mechanics. Historians still argue whether Minecraft would have become the massive hit it is without Infiniminer's inspiration. On the one hand, Infiniminer helped Notch understand the appeal of a blocky world. But on the other hand, Minecraft's introduction of crafting, resource gathering, and survival mechanics turned it into something entirely new. While Infiniminer was about mining in a competitive, multiplayer setting, Minecraft allowed players to explore a vast world where they could make their own rules, even play by themselves if they preferred. But Minecraft wasn't just about taking something from another game and improving on it. Notch also drew inspiration from several other titles. For example, Dwarf Fortress, a notoriously complex and niche game, was another key inspiration. In Dwarf Fortress, the world is procedurally generated, meaning it's created randomly as you play. This concept fascinated Notch, and he wanted to bring the same feeling of infinite exploration and world building to Minecraft. Combining this with Infiniminer's block mechanics, he had the perfect foundation to build on. Imagine yourself as Notch in the late 2000s, sitting in a small room with your computer, working tirelessly on a game with no guarantee of success. The world of gaming was already dominated by well-established studios, and yet here you were, about to create a game that would go on to redefine the entire industry. The raw excitement and uncertainty must have been palpable, but Notch kept going, tweaking, refining, and developing Minecraft into a unique experience. And so, Minecraft began to take shape, combining the ideas of freeform building, exploration, and survival into one game. There were no rules or guidelines, just a simple, blocky world, waiting for you to shape it. Whether you wanted to build a castle, dig a massive underground tunnel or just survive the night. Minecraft gave you the freedom to do so. The community began to take notice. The alpha version of the game, released in May 2009, didn't just launch Minecraft. It ignited a firestorm of interest. Players were immediately hooked, fascinated by the game's potential and how they could influence the world around them. What started as a small, independent project began to gain traction, and soon enough, Minecraft was no longer just a hobby for Notch. It was a living, breathing community that would push the game forward. So, let's pause for a moment. Imagine yourself exploring this world for the first time, gathering wood and stone, building your first humble shelter. You have no idea just how big this world is, or how many adventures await you in the darkness beyond. All you know is that you're part of something special, a game that's still evolving, still growing, and still waiting to show you just how creative you can be. By now, you've probably begun to understand how Minecraft's journey from a small indie project to a global phenomenon started to take shape. But let's take a closer look at the man behind the game, Marcus Persson, better known as Notch. His story is just as fascinating as the game itself. It's a tale of ambition, hard work, and the willingness to take risks that eventually paid off in ways no one could have predicted. Before Minecraft, Notch wasn't a household name. He wasn't part of a big game studio or a well-known developer. In fact, he was just a regular guy working a regular job at Mojang, a Swedish video game company. But while working there, Notch began developing Minecraft as a passion project, something to tinker with in his free time. This was 2009, a time when indie games were beginning to carve out a niche, but they hadn't yet exploded into the mainstream. It was a time before Fortnite, before Among Us, and even before the rise of YouTube gaming. Notch was simply experimenting with game design, unaware that he was about to change the world. Imagine being in Notch's shoes, sitting at your desk after work, writing code for a game with no big backers or fancy marketing plans, with no guarantees that anyone would even care. He had an idea, sure, but he had no clue whether anyone else would think it was as cool as he did. It was just him, some lines of code, and a dream. And, for a while, it wasn't clear whether Minecraft would get any traction at all. Notch's first big breakthrough came in May 2009, when he released the alpha version of Minecraft. It wasn't perfect. It was basic, with minimal features and a simple world made of cubes. But the simplicity of it was actually part of the charm. There was something oddly satisfying about building with blocks. There was no fancy graphics, no high-budget production values, just you and your imagination. Minecraft's visuals were deliberately pixelated, a design choice that became one of the game's most iconic features. It was a far cry from the flashy, realistic games that dominated the industry, and maybe that was part of the magic. The game was still a far cry from the polished product you know today, but it had the right ingredients. Players could gather resources, build structures, and explore a vast world with infinite possibilities. And while it didn't immediately explode in popularity, it had something that few games had at the time: freedom. Freedom to play how you wanted, with no set objectives or missions. You didn't need to follow a plot. You could just dig, build, explore. And that was enough. Here's where the magic really started to happen. As Minecraft began to gain more attention, players started to get involved. Notch didn't just create a game. He created a community. Gamers, excited by the possibilities of this blocky world, began sharing their creations. They showed off incredible builds, from towering castles to intricate redstone-powered contraptions. They created guides, tutorials, and fan-made mods that expanded Minecraft in unexpected ways. It became a sandbox, not only for building, but also for sharing ideas, collaborating, and experimenting. The community wasn't just playing the game, they were shaping it, and Minecraft was evolving because of their contributions. The gaming community still debates whether Minecraft's early success was primarily due to Notch's game design, or if it was the community's energy that made the game thrive. Some believe that the way Notch cultivated and encouraged fan participation through early beta access played a huge part in Minecraft's rise. Others argue that the game's appeal lay in its pure simplicity and the sense of wonder it inspired in players. One thing is certain: though the early days of Minecraft were a perfect storm of timing, creativity, and community, but let's not forget, Notch was still an unknown developer. He wasn't working with a big team, and he didn't have access to vast resources. The game's success wasn't guaranteed. It was the players who carried it forward, giving it the word-of-mouth buzz it needed to go from niche to mainstream. Slowly but surely, Minecraft began to spread, mostly through forums and social media. The beta version of the game, released later in 2010, was when things really started to snowball. Minecraft Beta was feature-packed compared to the alpha, and it attracted a much larger audience. With more features came more exploration options, new creatures, and deeper mechanics, like the infamous Enderman and your creeper mobs. It wasn't just a awe anymore. It was becoming a world, a universe, for players to explore and shape. As you picture it, imagine being one of those first players to log into Minecraft's alpha or beta. The thrill of discovering something new, the excitement of not knowing what's around the corner, and the satisfaction of placing that first block. It was a moment of discovery that many players still remember today. That sense of awe and possibility was what helped propel Minecraft from a humble indie game into the cultural juggernaut it would become. By now, the buzz around Minecraft was starting to build, even though the game was still in its early stages. It was clear that something special was emerging. The alpha version of Minecraft, released in May 2009, wasn't what you'd call a finished product. In fact, it was pretty rough around the edges, but it was a start, just a glimpse of what was to come, and yet, players couldn't get enough of it. What made Minecraft so captivating from the get-go? Well, it was the kind of game that didn't hold your hand. There was no story to follow, no tutorial to guide you. You were thrown into a blocky world where the rules weren't defined by some overarching narrative. Instead, it was up to you to figure things out as you went along. You had to gather resources, build your shelter, and survive the creatures that came out at night. And as simple as that might sound, it created an experience unlike anything that had come before it. The game's alpha was bare bones, but it had that addictive charm. The blocks, though simple and pixelated, were mesmerizing. The act of mining and gathering materials was surprisingly satisfying, and the world was vast, endless, with so much to explore. The more you played, the more you uncovered, and the more ideas you had for what you could build next. It was the kind of game where, even after hours of play, you could still think, what's next? Now, let's step back for a moment and talk about how Notch had initially presented Minecraft to the world. Unlike the usual glitzy game releases, Minecraft was showcased in a much humbler way. There was no grand press conference, no flashy promotional material. Instead, Notch relied on word of mouth and the power of a growing indie game community. He posted updates on forums and social media, and people began to take notice. As word spread, players were drawn in by the unique concept and the freedom Minecraft offered. Soon, players were eagerly anticipating each update, each small improvement, and each new feature that was introduced. You might wonder, why did Minecraft take off like it did, despite the fact that its graphics were so simple compared to the polished AAA titles of the time? The gaming community still debates whether it was the simplicity of Minecraft that made it so appealing. On one hand, it was accessible. Players didn't need high-end systems to run it. On the other hand, its simplicity allowed for creativity. There was no right or wrong way to play Minecraft, just freedom. You could go off and build a massive castle, or you could dig deep underground and mine for resources. Or, if you were feeling adventurous, you could explore the vast, blocky world and encounter a variety of creatures, like zombies, skeletons, and spiders. And let's not forget the terrifying creepers, whose sudden explosions would often ruin your hard work. The thrill of the unknown was part of what made Minecraft so engaging. But here's the most interesting part. Even though the game was in alpha, and even though it had its flaws, Minecraft had a community of early adopters who were passionate about it. These early players were more than just fans. They were contributors. Many of them would leave feedback, suggest new features, or even create their own mods, helping shape the game as it evolved. It's one of the reasons why Minecraft felt different from other games. Players were actively involved in its development. They weren't just waiting for updates from Notch. They were contributing to the game itself. This early sense of ownership and involvement was something that would continue throughout Minecraft's life cycle. In fact, it wasn't long before Minecraft started to attract more than just a small group of gamers. As the game evolved and updates were released, Minecraft grew from a niche indie project into a mainstream success. But it wasn't just about adding new features. It was about listening to the community. Notch and Mojang embraced player feedback and implemented features that players had been clamoring for, like multiplayer and the ability to create more complex redstone contraptions. Players were finally able to not only create their own worlds, but also share them with friends, building a global network of Minecraft enthusiasts. The gaming community still debates whether Minecraft's success was due to the game's open-ended nature, or if it was the community's active role in its development. Was Minecraft's rise fueled by its player-driven evolution, or did it succeed simply because it offered an experience that no other game could match at the time? One thing's for sure: Minecraft wasn't just a game that was built by one man. It was built by the people who played it. Imagine what it was like to be one of those first few players logging in to the alpha version and seeing the game's potential unfold before your eyes. It was raw, it was rough, but it was compelling, and that's what helped Minecraft take off. It wasn't polished perfection. It was something more powerful, the sense that you were part of something that could grow into something massive. So now, as you sit back and think about Minecraft's early days, consider the immense creativity that spilled out of that blocky world. It wasn't just a game anymore. It was a canvas, a place for ideas, for innovation, and for fun. And with each update, with each player-created world, Minecraft was evolving into a universe of its own. Now that you've got a sense of how Minecraft's alpha version was starting to take off, it's time to talk about the real driving force behind the game's early success: the community. This isn't your typical story of a game studio cranking out a polished product for millions of players. No, Minecraft's story is special because its amamusu community wasn't just playing the game, they were shaping it. In the beginning, Notch didn't have a massive marketing team or any major partnerships. Minecraft's success was due in large part to the enthusiastic players who shared their thoughts, ideas, and creations with the world. Notch understood that, so he took a unique approach to game development. He listened. The community wasn't just passive. They were active participants in shaping Minecraft into what it is today. Every update, every patch was influenced by feedback and suggestions from players. And as a result, Minecraft became more than just a game. It became a collaborative effort between the developers and the players. You probably wouldn't expect something as simple as block building to become the basis for such an engaged and passionate community, but it did. In Minecraft's early days, the community began to experiment with mods, custom maps, and even game mechanics. Players would modify the game's code, creating their own content, and so pushing the boundaries of what Minecraft could do. It wasn't long before people were sharing their creations on forums, YouTube, and other platforms. These fan-made mods became a crucial part of Minecraft's success, as they not only added new gameplay elements, but also helped spread the game to even more players. It wasn't just about mods either. The Minecraft community also started creating incredible, massive builds, from towering castles to complex redstone machines. Players began showing off what they could create with the game's building blocks. Minecraft was no longer just about surviving and building in a small world. It became a platform for infinite possibilities, where every new creation sparked even more ideas. Communities formed around different types of builds, from architecture to engineering, and the game's creativity flourished. There were even competitions, like Minecraft's first ever building contests, where players could showcase their talent and win in-game rewards or recognition. Of course, the most important aspect of Minecraft's community wasn't just the creations or the mods. It was the sense of belonging that came with it. Players didn't just see Minecraft as a game, they saw it as a platform for creating something that could be shared with the world. The early players of Minecraft weren't just fans, they were active participants in the development of the game, helping to shape its direction and influencing how it would grow. As the game's popularity grew, so did the Minecraft community. And as more players joined in, Notch and the Mojang team realized just how powerful the connection between the players and the game truly was. It was a symbiotic relationship. Minecraft provided the platform, and the community filled it with creativity, excitement, and innovation. As you imagine being part of this early community, think about what it must have been like to play a game where you didn't just follow a story, you created your own. You could build entire worlds and share them with others. And that sense of freedom was what drew people in. Minecraft became more than just a game. It became a living, breathing world that was constantly evolving thanks to the contributions of its players. And that's what made Minecraft different from so many other games. It wasn't just about playing. It was about participating. You weren't just playing in a world built by someone else. You were helping to build the world itself. From the moment Minecraft's alpha version was released, it became clear that this was a game unlike any other. Notch had created something special, but it was the players who took it and ran with it, turning it into a global phenomenon. By the time Minecraft's beta phase began in December 2010, the game had already captured the attention of thousands of players. But the beta version wasn't just a continuation of the game. It was a major turning point. The game's foundation had been laid, but with the introduction of beta, Minecraft would expand and evolve into something much bigger. One of the most important features introduced in Minecraft's beta was the inclusion of multiplayer mode. Up until this point, Minecraft had been a solo experience where players could explore, gather resources, and build on their own. But multiplayer completely changed the way the game was played. Now, you could join forces with other players in the same world, collaborate on massive building projects, or even engage in competitive activities. The addition of multiplayer made Minecraft feel even more alive, as it opened the door to community-driven adventures, shared experiences, and the opportunity to build together. Along with multiplayer, the beta also brought new mobs, like the spider jockey, a terrifying creature that rides spiders, and the creeper. These additions made the world of Minecraft feel more dangerous and exciting, forcing players to think more strategically about how they built and explored. The introduction of new mobs also gave the game more depth, as players had to defend themselves against new threats while continuing to gather resources and build. One of the most exciting elements of the beta phase was the introduction of the crafting system in greater detail. Now, players could craft more items, like weapons, tools, and armor, all of which helped enhance the survival aspects of the game. The crafting system was one of Minecraft's most defining features. It gave players the ability to customize their experience and make the world around them their own. It wasn't just about building. It was about surviving, creating, and shaping the world through both crafting and building. For many, the beta was when Minecraft truly began to take off. Notch was still handling most of the development on his own, but as the game expanded, it became clear that Minecraft wasn't just a passing fad. It was becoming a phenomenon. The game was constantly updated with new features, bug fixes, and optimizations, and players could see that the game was growing with them. The updates weren't just technical. They added new layers to the gameplay, making Minecraft more complex and immersive. The constant evolution of the game kept players coming back, eager to see what new content would be added next. For Notch, the success of Minecraft's beta was the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. He had taken a simple idea, a game where you could build and explore, and turned it into something much more, as more and more players flocked to the game. Notch realized that Minecraft was on the verge of becoming something much bigger than he had ever imagined. As you think about Minecraft's beta, imagine being one of those early players, who jumped in just as the game was opening up to multiplayer. Picture the thrill of collaborating with friends, building grand structures together, or fending off creepers in the middle of the night. For those who played during the beta, this period of development felt like being part of something special. A game that was growing with its community. A game that was built not just by the developers, but by the players themselves. By the end of 2010, Minecraft was officially on its way to becoming a worldwide sensation, and the beta phase had set the stage for its official release. It was the final piece of the puzzle. Minecraft had gone from a small indie project to a global phenomenon, with a community that was eager to see what would come next. Now that Minecraft was in its beta phase and growing rapidly, it's time to dive deeper into the key inspirations that shaped the game. It wasn't just Infiniminer that had an influence on Minecraft's design. There were other games and concepts that Notch, the creator of Minecraft, pulled from. These early influences helped shape Minecraft's sandbox nature, its procedurally generated worlds, and its freedom to explore and create. One of the most notable inspirations was Dwarf Fortress, a game released in 2006 by Tarn and Zach Adams. Dwarf Fortress was a roguelike game with a procedurally generated world where you built and managed a group of dwarves in a world full of danger and chaos. But while Dwarf Fortress had complex mechanics, it was also known for its minimalistic graphics, a style that was very similar to Minecraft's early design. Dwarf Fortress, like Minecraft, was all about creating and exploring, and most importantly, it was endlessly replayable. The world was generated randomly each time you played, and you could go about building and surviving in any way you chose. Notch was particularly drawn to the idea of procedural generation. From Dwarf Fortress, the idea that every world could be unique, with new landscapes and challenges each time, was incredibly appealing. It was this sense of infinite possibility that became a defining feature of Minecraft. Just like in Dwarf Fortress, every new world you created in Minecraft was different, filled with surprises and opportunities for creation. But Notch didn't just stop at Dwarf Fortress. He also pulled inspiration from other games. Terraria, a 2D sandbox game, was another influence. Terraria allowed players to explore, gather resources, craft items, and build structures in a similar way to Minecraft. However, Terraria's 2D perspective and more combat-focused gameplay set it apart from Minecraft's more open-ended design. SimCity, a classic city-building game, also had its impact on Minecraft. The idea of building something, whether it was a city, a fortress, or an entire world, was central to both SimCity and Minecraft. Notch has mentioned in interviews that he didn't want Minecraft to just be a game about survival. He He wanted it to be a game about creating and experimenting, while games like Dwarf Fortress and Terraria focused on survival and exploration. Minecraft allowed players to focus more on their own creativity, with less emphasis on defeating enemies and more on building their own world. The crafting system, for instance, wasn't something you'd find in many other sandbox games at the time. The ability to craft tools, weapons, and structures out of basic materials gave Minecraft an incredibly personal touch. One of the most fascinating aspects of Minecraft's early development was how Tandasu influence from other games didn't just affect the design, they were transformed into something new and unique. Notch didn't just copy the mechanics from Dwarf Fortress, Terraria, or SimCity. He took what worked in those games and made it his own. The result was a game that was deeply inspired by others, but that felt completely different. A game where the player's creativity and exploration were front and center. As you imagine Minecraft's early days, think about what it must have been like for Notch to draw from these diverse influences and blend them together. He wasn't just borrowing ideas, he was reimagining them, creating something fresh and exciting that had never been seen before. Minecraft became the sum of all these inspirations, wrapped up in one giant blocky world that invited players to do whatever they wanted. Now, picture yourself in that early Minecraft world. You've just started your journey, and you don't know what's ahead. All you know is that you have a pickaxe, and you're ready to dig into the earth, mine some resources, and build something new. You're not bound by any rules you can craft. Explore and create however you see fit. And the best part, every time you start a new world, it's completely different. It's an experience that never gets old, an experience that continues to draw players back for more. Now that you've got the picture of how Minecraft took inspiration from other games, let's dive into one of the most crucial elements of the game's design, the crafting system. When Minecraft was first released, one of the standout features was how the player could gather resources and then craft them into tools, weapons, and structures. The crafting system was intuitive, yet deep enough to provide endless possibilities. It was a key part of what made Minecraft so engaging, and what set it apart from other sandbox games. In Minecraft's early days, crafting was relatively simple. Players could gather resources like wood, stone, and coal, then use them to craft basic tools like pickaxes, axes, and shovels. The crafting mechanic in Minecraft wasn't the first time a game had allowed players to craft items, but it was certainly one of the most accessible. You didn't have to memorize complex recipes or navigate through confusing menus. Everything was presented in a simple, easy-to-understand grid. You place the materials in the crafting grid, And if the combination was right, you'd get the item you needed. What made the crafting system in Minecraft so compelling was how rewarding it was. Each new item you crafted felt like a small achievement, and the more resources you gathered, the more possibilities you had. Whether you were crafting a basic wooden pond pickaxe or a diamond sword, each creation opened up new doors for exploration and survival. And the deeper you went into the world, mining for rare resources like gold and diamonds, the more powerful your tools became. But what made this system truly unique was the ability to combine materials in countless ways, which added a layer of creativity that other games lacked. As the game grew, so did the complexity of the crafting system. New items and materials were introduced, and with them came new crafting recipes. Players could make potions, armor, and enchantments that could enhance their abilities and protect them from the dangers of the world. The introduction of redstone added an entirely new dimension to crafting, allowing players to create complex contraptions, traps, and even machines. It wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about innovation and invention. Minecraft became a game where the line between crafting and engineering blurred. This wasn't just a feature of the game. It was one of its defining traits. The crafting system gave Minecraft a depth that appealed to both casual players and those looking for something more complex. Casual players could make simple tools and build small structures, while the more ambitious players could dive into the world of redstone circuits and automated farms. Minecraft's crafting system was the ultimate example of a game mechanic that was both easy to learn and hard to master. In the beginning, crafting was just about creating the basic tools you needed to survive: an axe to chop wood, a pickaxe to mine stone, a furnace to smelt ores. But soon, Minecraft's crafting system became a sandbox within a sandbox, allowing players to craft just about anything they could imagine. Want to build a massive castle with complex architecture? You could do that. Want to design an elaborate automated farm? That was possible too. The possibilities were virtually endless. Now, let's imagine what it must have been like for the first players who discovered Minecraft's crafting system. You start with a few basic materials: wood, stone, coal, and begin experimenting with how they fit together. At first, it's simple, just enough to get by. But then you try something new. Maybe you make a stone sword and go fight some mobs. Maybe you build a house to keep safe from the nighttime creatures. As you go, you realize that the game is giving you the tools to shape your own experience, to create and build whatever you want. You're not just following a predefined path. You're crafting your own journey. The ability to craft items in Minecraft wasn't just a gameplay feature. It was a way to express creativity. Every item you crafted was a stepping stone towards something larger. You could start by making a simple crafting table, but that would lead to a whole world of possibilities. Crafting wasn't just about surviving. It was about creating your own adventure in a world where the rules were set by you. As Minecraft's crafting system evolved, it became clear that this was one of the key reasons for the game's success. It wasn't just about surviving the night or building a shelter. It was about creating. And that was the magic of Minecraft. It gave players the freedom to make the game their own. Every crafted item, every block placed, and every creation was a piece of the larger puzzle, a puzzle that no one else had the answer to. It was your world, your rules, and you were the architect. As Minecraft continued to grow, it was clear that its success wasn't just about the unique mechanics or the creative freedom it offered. It was also about how it drew inspiration from classic games. Minecraft wasn't an isolated creation. It was built upon the foundation laid by old-school games that paved the way for it. These games may not have been block-based or even sandbox in nature, but their influence can be clearly seen in how Minecraft was structured and designed. One of the most important influences was SimCity, the classic city-building game that has inspired generations of gamers. While SimCity wasn't a sandbox game in the same sense as Minecraft, it offered a sense of control and creation that would later define Minecraft's appeal. In SimCity, players could design their own cities, manage resources, and create something that was uniquely theirs. This idea of building something from the ground up, of creating an entire world and then nurturing it, was a concept that carried over into Minecraft. But while SimCity was about managing a city, Minecraft was about managing a world. Your world, built with blocks and endless possibilities. Another key influence on Minecraft was Terraria, a 2D sandbox game that came out around the same time as Minecraft. While Terraria had its own distinct feel, it shared many of the same mechanics as Minecraft, particularly in its focus on exploration, mining, and crafting. Terraria's world was rich with resources, mobs, and structures to discover, similar to Minecraft's, but in a 2D environment. Terraria also had a much stronger focus on combat, which set it apart from Minecraft's more creative and peaceful gameplay. Yet, the essence of both games was the same, of freedom. To create and explore a randomly generated world. A Dwarf Fortress, a text-based simulation game released in 2006, also played a significant role in Minecraft's design. Dwarf Fortress allowed players to create their own worlds, and digging deep underground, mining for precious resources, and building complex fortresses. The game's focus on procedural generation. The idea that each new game would be a completely different experience was one of the key features that Notch took inspiration from. In Minecraft, every world is randomly generated, ensuring that each new playthrough offers new challenges and new opportunities to explore. Dwarf Fortress was also known for its complexity, and though Minecraft is more accessible, it still carries the spirit of adventure and discovery that was at the heart of Dwarf Fortress. As you think about these influences, it's clear that Minecraft didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was built upon the foundations of these old-school games. Notch took the best elements of these games: creative freedom, or exploration, and procedural generation, and the joy of building, and combined them into one cohesive, groundbreaking experience. But while these games inspired Minecraft took those ideas to the next level, creating a whole new genre of its own. The unique thing about Minecraft is that it took inspiration from games like SimCity and Dwarf Fortress, which were primarily focused on building and on survival. But it also blended in elements of exploration, resource gathering, and even combat, making it a game that could be played in many different ways. Unlike some of its predecessors, Minecraft was endlessly replayable. You could build, explore, fight, or just create. There were no right or wrong ways to play. Now, imagine yourself in the shoes of one of the first players to experience Minecraft. You've played SimCity, you've tried your hand at games like Terraria, but none of them quite captured the sense of freedom and limitless possibility that Minecraft offered. You start by digging into the earth, collecting resources, and building your first shelter. But soon, you realize that you're not just surviving, you're building something unique, something personal. You're creating a world that's completely yours, one block at a time. Minecraft wasn't just inspired by old-school games. It redefined what a sandbox game could be. It wasn't just about building, it was about creating your own adventure, your own world, with no restrictions. Whether you wanted to build a massive structure or just dig a tunnel to see what you could find, Minecraft gave you the freedom to do it all. It was a game that blended the best elements of its predecessors, while carving out its own identity, one that was bigger, more open, and more creative than anyone had anticipated. As Minecraft was rapidly growing in popularity, it became clear that Notch and Mojang had to keep up with the expanding community and the demands for new features. Enter the Adventure Update, released in 2011. One of the game's most pivotal moments. This update wasn't just about fixing bugs or adding a few new mobs. It was about transforming Minecraft into something more than just a creative sandbox. It introduced new game mechanics, quests, and depth that changed the way people approached the game. One of the most exciting features of the Adventure Update was the introduction of biomes. Up until then, Minecraft's world was a bit one-dimensional. It had flat landscapes, but the diversity of terrain was limited. With the Adventure Update, Minecraft's world became vastly more interesting. Now, you could travel through a variety of environments, each with its own unique characteristics. Whether you were exploring a desert, a snowy tundra, or a swamp, each biome had its own ecosystem, with new mobs, plants, and structures to discover. The world felt alive in ways it hadn't before, and the ability to travel across different regions of the world made Minecraft feel like a true adventure. But biomes weren't the only major addition. The Casual Adventure Update also introduced dungeons, randomly generated structures filled with traps, monsters, and treasure. These dungeons encouraged players to venture out of their comfort zones and explore the world in a way that hadn't been necessary before. Now, Minecraft wasn't just about gathering resources and building it. It was about survival, danger, and the thrill of exploration. Dungeons gave players a purpose to their travels, offering valuable rewards and new challenges that kept the game fresh and exciting. The introduction of strongholds, a massive underground structure, also added a layer of mystery and excitement. Strongholds were filled with hidden rooms, secret passages, and, of course, the end portal, which led to the game's final dimension, the End, home to the infamous Ender Dragon. This was the first step toward turning Minecraft into more of a game with goals. Players now had something to strive toward, an ultimate objective beyond just building. But the Adventure Update wasn't just about making the game more challenging. It was about expanding Minecraft's world, giving it more depth, and creating a more immersive experience. The new mobs introduced in this update also helped flesh out the world. Silverfish, its Enderman, and Blazes made the world feel more alive and dangerous as players ventured into the new biomes. They encountered new threats, and as they explored dungeons and strongholds, they faced new challenges that kept them on their toes. The Adventure Update also paved the way for multiplayer survival, a feature that would eventually become one of Minecraft's most beloved aspects. It allowed players to team up with others and face these new challenges together. The sense of camaraderie, of working together to explore dungeons or fight off mobs, added a whole new dimension to Minecraft, taking it from a solo survival experience to a shared adventure. It was a game that could now be enjoyed by individuals or groups, opening the door for the cooperative and competitive gameplay that would become so important in the years to come. As you picture this update, imagine yourself back in 2011, playing the new version of Minecraft. You've been building and exploring for hours, but now there's a bit more to discover. You enter a stronghold for the first time, your heart racing as you explore its dark corridors, knowing that somewhere ahead of you there's a portal to the end, a dimension where the final battle awaits. Suddenly, you hear the hiss of a creeper, the growl of a zombie, and the echo of an Enderman's distant shriek. The tension is building. You're not just surviving anymore. You're on an adventure. The adventure update changed everything. It transformed Minecraft from a simple building game into an expansive adventure game with endless opportunities for exploration, danger, and discovery. And as it added depth and complexity, Minecraft became a game that could be played in 1,000 different ways, with players choosing their own paths, goals, and challenges. By 2011, Minecraft was no longer just an indie hit. It was beginning to gain massive traction, especially with the help of YouTube and streaming. A game that had once been limited to a small group of early adopters was now reaching a global audience. And the reason for that growth was partly due to a growing community of content creators who shared their experiences, tutorials, and creations on YouTube and other platforms. Let's pause for a moment and think about it. What makes a game truly iconic? Sure, a game can have great mechanics, an engaging world, and fun gameplay, but those things can only take you so far. A Minecraft's success was propelled forward by a simple yet powerful factor: visibility. As more YouTubers and streamers began showcasing their gameplay, the game was exposed to millions of new players. These creators didn't just play Minecraft, they shared it with the world, demonstrating the game's infinite possibilities and building excitement around it. Let's start with YouTube. In 2010, some of the biggest names in the Minecraft community were YouTubers who were already making a name for themselves. You probably recognize some of the names. Stampy Longhead, Head Sky, Does Minecraft, and PewDiePie, to name just a few. These creators didn't just play the game, they brought their personal style to the content. Their humor, creativity, and unique approach to Minecraft's sandbox world drew in viewers. And soon enough, these videos were being watched by millions. For many new players, Minecraft was introduced to them through Let's Play videos, where these YouTubers would explore, build, and survive in Minecraft's world, while providing commentary and entertainment. Players watched as these creators took on challenges or built amazing structures, and in doing so, they saw the potential of the game for themselves. And Minecraft wasn't just a game, it was a platform for creativity and expression, and YouTube gave it a voice. Streaming platforms like Twitch also played a crucial role in Minecraft's rise. As more players began streaming their Minecraft sessions live, it created a sense of community and immediacy. Viewers could interact with streamers in real time, contributing ideas, watching them tackle difficult challenges, or just hanging out in a shared virtual world. This interaction blurred the line between player and viewer, creating a unique, shared experience, where Minecraft became more than just a game. It became a social event. You might imagine being one of those early YouTube viewers watching Minecraft for the first time. You were probably intrigued by the way these creators were able to build massive castles or dig deep into the earth, all while interacting with their audiences. And as you watched, you realized that you too could play. You too could be part of that world. The accessibility of Minecraft, combined with YouTube's reach, allowed millions of new players to jump in and start creating and sharing their own experiences. The rise of Minecraft videos on YouTube also led to a cottage industry of tutorials, walkthroughs, and guides. Players could learn how to craft specific items and build incredible structures or survive the night. These videos didn't just provide entertainment, they made the game approachable. Minecraft became less of a mystery and more of an open playground for anyone to dive into. Players could now watch someone else's journey, pick up tips, and share in the excitement of the game. Minecraft became more than a game. It became a shared experience. But it wasn't just the big YouTubers and streamers who made Minecraft a household name. The Minecraft community itself, through its own fan-made content, began to grow the game in unexpected ways. Fans weren't just content with watching others play. They wanted to create and share. And that's where mods, custom maps, and texture packs came in. These mods allowed players to add to the game, customizing it with everything from new items and mobs to entire new game modes. Mods helped the game evolve beyond its original design, making Minecraft feel like a game that never stopped growing. As you reflect on Minecraft's rise on YouTube and streaming platforms, think about the viral nature of it. Minecraft was a game that spread because it was so shareable. Players weren't just playing Minecraft, they were showing it off. It was a game built on creativity, and YouTube and streaming made it accessible to the world. It was a global phenomenon, built by the community and shared by millions. By the time Minecraft had exploded into a worldwide sensation, it was clear that the game wasn't just a fleeting trend. It was a cultural phenomenon, one that would leave a lasting impact on the gaming industry. The massive success of Minecraft caught the eye of several big players. But perhaps the most notable moment in Minecraft's history came in 2014 when Microsoft purchased Mojang, the company behind Minecraft, for a staggering $2.5 billion. Now, you might think to yourself, what does it mean when a massive company like Microsoft buys an indie game? At the time, Minecraft was already one of the best-selling video games of all time, but it was still primarily driven by the vision of Notch and the Mojang team. Minecraft had been a product of passionate indie development, and many wondered if the game's success could continue after such a major acquisition. For Marcus Persson, selling Mojang wasn't an easy decision. He had poured his heart and soul into Minecraft, and he had created something truly revolutionary. But as the pressure mounted, and with the game's immense popularity, Notch decided that selling to Microsoft would allow him to step away from the intense spotlight and give Minecraft the resources it needed to grow. Microsoft, with its massive financial resources, could provide the infrastructure and hardware support Minecraft needed to expand and evolve even further. From Microsoft's perspective, the acquisition made perfect sense. Minecraft was already a global phenomenon, and acquiring the game gave Microsoft a foothold in the gaming industry that extended beyond consoles. With Minecraft available on a range of platforms, including PC, and console, and mobile devices, Microsoft saw it as an evergreen franchise, a game that could continue to generate revenue for years to come. And so, in September 2014, Microsoft announced that they had officially purchased Mojang and the rights to Minecraft. Notch, along with other key Mojang team members, stepped away from the project, and Microsoft took the reins. It was a turning point in Minecraft's history, as it shifted from being an indie game to a massive corporate product. Some players wondered if the soul of Minecraft would be lost under the weight of corporate control. Would the game still feel personal and authentic? Would the changes Microsoft implemented enhance the experience, or would they water it down? Microsoft didn't waste time in making strategic decisions to expand the Minecraft universe under their stewardship. Minecraft Education Edition was created, turning the game into an educational tool for students around the world. Microsoft's vast resources allowed Mojang to improve the game's infrastructure, add new content more efficiently, and expand Minecraft's presence in different media, books, series, and even theme parks. Microsoft's acquisition also opened new doors for Minecraft's cross-platform capabilities. No longer was Minecraft just limited to the PC or Xbox. Microsoft's purchase allowed for broader access, ensuring that players on PlayStation, Nintendo, and mobile devices could join the fun. Minecraft's reach expanded even further, creating a connected world of players across different platforms. The game, once confined to a single space, was now available for everyone. As a player, imagine what it must have felt like when you first heard that Microsoft had bought Minecraft. Maybe you felt a little nervous. What would this mean for the game's future? Would the changes be for the better or the worse? But if you were one of those who stuck with Minecraft, you probably noticed something remarkable. Even though Minecraft was now owned by Microsoft, the game didn't lose its charm. It still felt like the game you loved. Creative, fun, and open-ended. Sure, there were more updates, and some changes were made to improve the experience. But Minecraft's soul remained the same. It was still a game that empowered players to create, explore, and build. As you look back on Minecraft's journey, it's interesting to see how corporate ownership helped Minecraft grow, yet didn't take away from its core appeal. Microsoft had the resources to push the game further, but they didn't mess with what made it special. Minecraft continued to evolve, and under Microsoft's watch, it reached new heights of popularity and cultural significance. From a small indie project to a multi-billion-dollar franchise, Minecraft's transformation is a testament to the power of creativity and how a simple, blocky world could capture the imagination of millions. As Minecraft's popularity soared under Microsoft's ownership, one of the most surprising and innovative developments was how the game transitioned into the educational space. Minecraft wasn't just a tool for entertainment anymore. It became an educational resource used by teachers, schools, and students worldwide. In 2016, Minecraft Education Edition was launched, and it completely transformed how we think about using games in the classroom. Minecraft's open-world sandbox, with its limitless possibilities for creation, exploration, and problem-solving, was the perfect platform for teaching STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math concepts, as well as history, literature, and art. Teachers around the world quickly saw the value in using Minecraft as a teaching tool, enabling students to engage in hands-on learning while developing critical thinking and teamwork skills. The game allowed students to build cities, solve engineering problems, recreate historical events, and explore complex concepts, all within a fun, immersive, and interactive environment. One of the most exciting aspects of Minecraft in education is its ability to engage students who might struggle with traditional forms of learning. For some kids, the hands-on, visual, and interactive nature of Minecraft offers a more effective way to grasp difficult subjects. Imagine building a 3D model of a cell in biology class, or recreating an ancient Roman amphitheater to learn about history. Minecraft allows students to explore and experience concepts in ways that would be impossible in a traditional textbook. The immersive experience helps students feel like they're truly a part of the subject they're studying, making learning far more involved and memorable. But Minecraft's impact didn't stop in the classroom. The game's emphasis on collaboration, creativity, and problem solving made it an excellent tool for teaching important life skills as well. Through collaborative projects, students learned how to work together, share ideas, and communicate effectively. Minecraft's focus on trial and error and its allowance for failure and experimentation taught students resilience and critical thinking, skills that are essential in any field. As Minecraft began to make waves in education, it also caught the attention of educators in non-traditional environments, for example, in museums and libraries and summer camps. Minecraft was used to run workshops where students could participate in creative building projects, explore history, or engage in problem-solving challenges. Minecraft Edu, a version of the game tailored specifically for classrooms, was designed with the intention of creating an educational environment that allowed teachers to craft custom lessons and learning experiences beyond schools. Minecraft continued to grow in its influence. It began to be used as a tool in corporate training programs, helping employees work on problem-solving and team-building exercises in a low-stakes environment. Businesses also found the game to be a great way to foster innovation and show creativity among their teams. Minecraft provided a virtual world where ideas could be tested, prototyped, and improved without fear of making mistakes. If you think about the game's initial success as a tool for play and entertainment, the fact that Minecraft became a powerhouse for education and professional development might seem a little surprising, but it's also a testament to how versatile Minecraft is. What started as a simple indie game with blocky graphics turned into something much larger, a platform for creativity, learning, and even career development. Who would have thought that a game built around breaking blocks would one day be used to build futures? Imagine yourself as a student or teacher sitting in a classroom where Minecraft has transformed the way you learn. No more boring lectures or endless worksheets. You're building, creating, and interacting with the material in ways that were once impossible. The game becomes more than just a lesson. It's an experience, an adventure that you share with others. Minecraft has made learning fun, and for many students, it's become a tool that inspires them to pursue subjects they may have once considered boring or difficult. But the educational side of Minecraft is just one aspect of its lasting impact. The game also broke barriers when it came to connecting players globally, whether you're playing with someone from across the street or across the world. Minecraft has always been a game that's meant to be shared. The sense of community has always been a huge part of the game's success. And now, with the educational edition, Minecraft has brought students, teachers, and other players from all over the globe together. Minecraft was always about freedom. Freedom to create, freedom to explore, and freedom to learn. And as it grew, its potential to make a positive impact on the world continued to unfold in many ways. Minecraft was more than just a game. It became a movement, one that opened up new possibilities for education, creativity, and connection across the world. As Minecraft moved into its second decade, it became increasingly clear that the game was far more than just a passing trend. It was now a cultural institution, touching everything from education to entertainment. In fact, its legacy had grown so significant that it was starting to inspire things beyond the game itself. Movies, television shows, and even live events. The Minecraft phenomenon wasn't just confined to the game world anymore. One of the most exciting developments in the game's future is the Minecraft movie, which has been in the works for several years. Initially announced in 2014, the Minecraft movie has taken its time to get off the ground, but now it's finally happening. The movie is set to be a live action and when animated hybrid with a script penned by Aaron and Adam Nee, the duo behind films like The Lost City. The story centers on a young protagonist who must team up with a group of unlikely heroes to save the Minecraft world from a villain. The movie is expected to feature action, adventure, and of course, plenty of the iconic Minecraft building and exploration elements that players love. While the movie has generated excitement, it's also faced its share of delays and changes over the years. At first, there were talks of a more traditional animated film, but with the success of other video game-based movies like Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog, the idea shifted toward a live-action hybrid approach. And considering Minecraft's huge visual appeal, this makes sense. A movie that merges live action and animation allows the filmmakers to stay true to the blocky, creative world that Minecraft is known for, while also giving it the depth and excitement needed for a cinematic experience. The transition from a video game to a feature film isn't always easy, but Minecraft is in a unique position. Its visual style, the blocky, pixelated world that players are so familiar with, can be brought to life in a way that's visually stunning, and it already has a built-in fan base, eager to see their favorite game in a new medium. In fact, the Minecraft movie has the potential to attract not only fans of the game, but also a new generation of viewers who are curious about this iconic world. Let's take a moment to think about what it will be like to see the Minecraft world. on the big screen. Picture yourself sitting in a theater, watching Steve, the game's main protagonist, build, and mine in real time, all while navigating the blocky world's dangers and mysteries. The villains and creatures from the game, like creepers and endermen, are likely to make their big screen debut, offering a new sense of adventure and danger for viewers. Fans are already buzzing about what the film will do with iconic game mechanics like redstone, tar crafting, and mob battles, and whether they'll be incorporated into the plot in meaningful ways. It's clear that Minecraft's impact as a video game will continue, but it's now about to become a multi-dimensional experience. The movie is not just another adaptation of a video game. It's a celebration of a cultural landmark that has redefined how we approach play, creativity, and even storytelling in the gaming world. But Minecraft's legacy isn't limited to the screen. The game has also inspired live events, conventions, and collaborations that celebrate the creativity and community that have always been at its core. Events like Minecon, the official Minecraft convention, have been held for years, bringing together us, creators, and developers to share their love for the game. These events have become important community hubs where players can showcase their builds, discuss new updates, and meet the people who make the game what it is. In 2020, even amidst the challenges posed by the global pandemic, at Minecon Live went virtual, proving just how deeply Minecraft's community was rooted in its fan base. Minecraft has also influenced other industries. In the world of gaming, Minecraft has been a model for how to build expansive, player-driven experiences. Its modding community, where players create their own content, has inspired other games to embrace player creativity and freedom. Games like Fortnite and Roblox followed in Minecraft's footsteps, offering their own open-world experiences where players can build and create. Though none have quite matched Minecraft's cultural impact, even outside of gaming, the Minecraft brand has expanded into everything from clothing to toys to merchandise. It's clear that the reach of Minecraft is immense, and its legacy is still very much alive. As we reflect on Minecraft's incredible journey, think about what it's meant for you personally. Whether you've spent countless hours crafting and exploring, building massive castles, or just enjoying the peaceful world of Minecraft, it's a game that has transcended the boundaries of the gaming industry. The fact that it's now expanding into movies, merchandise, and educational tools shows just how far-reaching Minecraft's legacy is. It's not just a game. It's become a culture, one that celebrates creativity, exploration, and collaboration in a way that few other games have achieved. Minecraft's lasting legacy is something truly special, and it's clear that this blocky world is only going to continue to evolve. The upcoming movie is just one of the many ways that Minecraft is continuing to grow and change, whether it's through new updates, educational initiatives, or cinematic adventures. Minecraft is still as influential today as it was when it first exploded onto the scene. Now that we've explored the incredible rise of Minecraft, from its humble beginnings as a side project by Marcus Persson to its explosive growth as a global phenomenon, it's time to slow down and reflect on just how far this game has come. As we ease into the final moments of this journey, take a deep breath and think about everything Minecraft has brought into our lives, from its simple, blocky world to the endless possibilities it offers. Minecraft is more than just a game. It's a culture, a movement, and a legacy that will continue for generations to come. As you relax into the rhythm of this winding down journey, imagine yourself once again in a world of cubes. You're standing in a vast, open field, the sun setting in the distance, casting a soft golden glow on everything around you. The world is peaceful, quiet, even, and you're surrounded by the simple beauty of your own creation. Whether it's a towering castle you've built, an intricate redstone machine, or just a humble shelter tucked away in the woods, Minecraft has always been about creating your own space, your own world. And that's part of what makes Minecraft so special, isn't it? It's a game that doesn't just take you on an adventure. It gives you the tools to create your own adventures. Whether you're a builder, an explorer, or a survivalist, Minecraft has something to offer everyone. The way it allows you to shape the world around you, to make it your own, is one of the reasons why it continues to captivate players of all ages. As you close your eyes and drift deeper into this reflection, let's think about the impact Minecraft has had on the world. It's not just a game that's played for a few hours. It's a game that stays with you, whether through memories of building with friends or the joy of discovering something new in a procedurally generated world. Minecraft has a way of embedding itself in our hearts. The game's legacy isn't just about the blocks, it's about community, about creativity, and about how a simple idea can change the world. As Minecraft continues to grow, whether through updates, movies, or educational programs, its journey is far from over. The world of Minecraft is still evolving, still offering new experiences, new challenges, and new opportunities for creativity. And who knows what's next? Maybe we'll see even more spin-offs, more projects, and more stories from this endless, blocky world. So, as you settle in for a peaceful night's sleep, let Minecraft's world fade gently into the background of your mind. Let the creativity, exploration, and possibilities of Minecraft wrap around you like a warm blanket. Whether you're dreaming of building the next great castle, embarking on an epic adventure, or simply enjoying the peaceful simplicity of a world made of blocks, know that Minecraft will always be there, waiting for you to dive back in. Let the hum of Minecraft's world soothe you as you drift off to sleep, knowing that tomorrow you can continue building, exploring, and creating in that endless, blocky world. Sweet dreams.